Today we're going to speak about heart ailments and procedures. A few, largely the main ones. In the US itself, according to the CDC, that is the Center for Disease Control, more than 655,000 people die annually due to heart disease. In the US, more than 18 million adults aged 20 plus suffer from coronary artery disease. Isn't it shocking? Billions are spent annually on the cure, but still we have so many deaths. What are we doing about it? So let's look at a scenario. Someone walks in, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, shortness of breath, pain in the chest probably. They walk into a hospital and say, "Doctor, this is the problem." Many a times they are told, "Wow, we can't let you go because it's too risky. We need to do an angioplasty or an angiogram first and then an angioplasty." You say, "Oh, maybe I don't need to do that." In most cases you will be convinced, and let's say you aren't. If you go with family, they go out and meet the family. Who will be in the family? The wife, the kids, maybe parents, maybe in-laws, and tell them, "Look here, he's at great risk or she's at great risk. And if we don't do something about it right now, there are no guarantees of life. You don't have a choice. Depending on the situation, you might go in for an angioplasty or a bypass." So what are these two? Because we're looking mainly at coronary artery disease, while there are so many other heart ailments. So there's a blockage which happens in the arteries, either leading to the heart or the coronary arteries. The blockages let the blood not flow easily. So what do? We do an angiogram, wherein we insert a catheter through the body, through a vein somewhere in the legs or in the groin, and it goes right up close to the heart. When we do this procedure, before we do this rather, they get you to sign a document saying, "Look, even if I die during this procedure, the hospital is not to be blamed." Because even these procedures can be risky. Yes, things are lubricated, but does it hurt the entire vein where you're inserting it into the body right up to the heart? Of course it will scratch it, hurt it, scrape it, but then the body heals. But if the body can heal that, why can't it heal the rest? Why don't we look at those options? Anyhow, you are taking medications before, be it for diabetes, blood pressure, some other problem, or the pain in the heart. Even post an angioplasty or a bypass, you will be on medications. Why not look at the option of doing something without any medication at all? In angioplasty now, either they will insert a balloon to push the cholesterol to the sides, where the plaque has formed in the artery, or they will insert a mesh, or a mesh which has been doused or dipped in some drugs. Either ways, these will all work temporarily, and when a foreign object is inserted inside, the plaque formation of course will happen more closer to that again. So within 6-8 months, 9 months, a year or 2 years, you will see again a blockage happening in the same place. Again doing another angioplasty. Otherwise, before this, we might take blood thinners, we might take barbiturates, which will help expand the arteries, which will help thin the blood. All unnatural means. Taking these medications, there may be other side effects. Then again, medication for that. Could be acidity, could be something else. Why do we need to go through this whole rigmarole? Worst case, let's say the stent fails, then they say, okay, let's do bypass. What happens in a bypass? They cut open the heart, the rib cage over here, bypass the blocked artery with another one. They create another bypass. The effects of the bypass also last 5 to 10 years. In many cases we hear it is not even required, but it is done. They know their reasons why. Why is all this required when actually it can be reversed so easily, naturally? We have had cases where 69-year-olds have come to us, changed their lifestyle, and they have seen from 35 to 95% blockages gone to almost 0% blockages within the year. We have seen cases where they have come to us with erectile dysfunction, which is what? The blood flow is not happening properly. And we've seen change for them to experience an erection within 3 weeks. Why can't we implement simple measures? And why is it so hard to believe that life can actually change easily with just some lifestyle changes? Choice is yours. Do you want to live healthy till 80, 90 playing golf, walking upstairs, going to the bathroom yourself? Or do you want to be lying in bed, dependent on somebody, popping medicines, having side effects and then popping medicines for those side effects too? Think about it. Thank you.